evening, everybody. It's Pretty Boy Purple coming back tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about an Uncle Tom. What is an Uncle Tom? Uncle Tom is pretty much a traitor, obedient to another side. Tonight we're going to talk about Sheriff David Clarke Jr. out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin County Sheriff. This guy, I gotta admit, folks, is truly a disappointment and a discredit to his race. By all means, no one hates or desires to be hated or even desires racism at any level. I know I don't. But to hear the things that this guy says, I first watched him speak at the recent NRA meeting, and he spoke profoundly at best, but he also made some comments that I didn't agree with. So the comments that I didn't agree with and found questionable, I did some more research on him. And by doing more research on him, I realized he's the only sheriff in the country that is a career type sheriff, ones that wants to be in the limelight, the ones that wants to be in front of the camera instead of somewhere policing and honoring the county in which he serves. That is who you have as Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke Jr. He is obviously a Republican, and that's okay. You can be a part of what party you desire. But I heard him speaking about Ferguson, and this is where I had a problem with this gentleman. This gentleman says that Eric Holder was the cause of race baiting.
You told one of our producers in chatting with you yesterday that you feel that Eric Holder is guilty of race baiting. Why?
Just take a look at the history here. This isn't the first time that he has done this sort of thing. He sat up there for months just slandering law enforcement officers all across the nation. He's the one in Ferguson, Missouri that brought up the racial profiling term, and that we were going to end racial profiling once and for all. He said he invoked that into this thing when that was never any part of what happened between the tragedy between Officer Darren Wilson and Mike Brown. But again, this is kind of habit now for this Justice Department under Eric Holder, and I just think it's a shame.
I mean, you got to hear this. Race baiting, as in the fact that Eric Holder is the reason why everyone is going around saying that this is a racial issue. It had nothing to do with the officer that shot Mike Brown, saying that the Mike Brown looked like a demon. He killed him because he looked like a demon, is what he said. There was no racial profiling going on in Ferguson. There being no racial profiling in Ferguson, why are there emails that surfaced after the investigation with all the black jokes and the president not being able to keep a job for 4 years because no black man does that? Let's see if Sheriff David Clarke Jr. keeps his job for 4 years. I guess he finds that to be a funny joke as well. Maybe he actually tells some of those jokes at the local sheriff department. Who knows? Then he also went on to say how Al Sharpton needs to go back to the gutter where he belongs, and how Al Sharpton and Eric Holder and President Obama, they owe the city of Ferguson an apology.
Eric Holder, the president, Al Sharpton, all owe, the city of Ferguson, Missouri, an apology. Right after the grand jury came out and said we're not going to indict him, there were people out there who were stirring the pot and saying that young man was killed because he was black and the officer was white. And then you had Eric Holder going in and saying there's going to be a Department of Justice investigation, and now they're saying no evidence of that. Your impression?
Well, they knew this from the beginning. This whole thing was premised on a lie. This hands up, don't shoot, this Black Lives Matter. The facts are the facts. I don't care who looks at them. They can have the world court look at it if they want, but the facts remain the same. The grand jury in Ferguson, Missouri got it right. Officer Wilson has been exonerated. The thing I want to know is, how does he go and get his reputation back, or where does he go to get his reputation back? How do we put that toothpaste back in the tube?
And my mouth dropped. People, get this guy off of the television. He is a clown. He is a discredit to clowns around the world. This man is a buffoon. He's ignorant, and he's a danger. I can't respect this guy, and I don't want anyone else to see him and have any kind of respect for anyone that thinks as ignorantly as he does. I got to let you hear some of the things that he says, and just you judge for yourself.
I don't expect anything intelligent to come out of the mouth of Al Sharpton. We all know that he's a charlatan. As a matter of fact, the next intelligent thing that comes out of his mouth will be the first. Al Sharpton ought to just shut up and go back into the gutter that he came from. Apologize. He will not do that, but the American police officer is owed a lot from him, from Eric Holder, from the President of the United States.
Absolutely. All right. Sheriff David Clarke joining us today from Milwaukee. Sir, thank you very much for your comment.
Be smart. And if you live in the state of Wisconsin and you're familiar with this guy, turn the television when he's on television, because he is not benefiting you or your county or your state. He is typically the token black guy that the right would use to try to make it seem like all black people don't think that way. He is that guy. And it's saddening to think that it's okay to shoot and kill unarmed kids or choke a man to death when he honestly says, I'm not doing anything. You say he was peddling cigarettes, single cigarettes. He deserves to be choked to death. It's okay for the police to hold court in the streets, convict, and sentence all at the same time. It's okay for you to shoot a man running away in the back with 8 shots and hit him 4 or 5 times. It's okay for the local police officer to do these crimes, and for his peers, his co-workers, to be the ones that judge him and decide whether or not he should be go to trial to be convicted. That is no different than me shooting one of my neighbors and my wife investigates it and decides whether or not I should go to trial or not. This is no different. So you know what? He is trying to pose as the face for Black America, and we erase him from that picture. He can't be placed in there. He's desiring to be there. He's desiring to speak for Black America, but no. He sits on top of his horse and rides around like the overseer of the plantation. This is why he's an Uncle Tom. He may dislike this comment. He may disagree. Even some of his people that may hear this on his behalf may dislike it as well. I look forward to a debate. I look forward to engaging in conversation about this. I would love to hear what he has to say and look him in the face and say, dude, what would your family think? What does your family think of you? I'm almost certain he couldn't possibly have a black wife to go home to and know that a teenage child just got shot in the streets at 18 and she thought it was okay. It saddens me to see this kind of Uncle Tom in our community yet again today. When you see these people getting shot over and over. And I live in Georgia. DeKalb County just shot a man just weeks ago. Naked. No weapon. Nothing in his hand. Shot him dead. No taser. Dead. Bullets. Because he approached the officer. He didn't come with a stick. He wasn't throwing rocks. He wasn't driving a car. He had no weapon at all, and they shot and killed him. Now, he talked about Al Sharpton as well, and I don't agree with everything Al Sharpton or any of those other so-called black leaders say, because a lot of times they show up at the times like this instead of when the times that we need them, when black people are killing other black people. That's when we need the activism. We don't need a circus show. So yeah, if you say something like that, I understand that. But to say that what he says is wrong, you got to hear what Al Sharpton says and what what Sheriff Clarke said that was ignorant and wrong.
Because Al Sharpton, who is an advisor to the President of the United States, was on television saying things like this at the time.
How many people have to die before people understand this is not an illusion? This is a reality that America has got to come to terms with. This is going to be a winter that we're going to freeze out police brutality in this country. Eric Garner, Michael Brown, enough is enough.
People, you got to listen to this. You got to be aware of what's going on around you, what's going on in your community. Listen to these people make a fool out of you and me. We cannot allow them to continue to do so. We got to shut them up. We got to let them know that we do not support you. You are on your own in that field. And if white America accepts that, they need to accept you as you, not on behalf of black people. So to you, Sheriff Clarke, I say, please do not speak for black people and do not speak against them. It will behoove you to just not say anything. To be a discredit to your people, every interviewer that interviewed you laughed at you once you got through speaking. Every time you answer a question that belittles your people, you're laughed at. You're the token buffoon. You're the house nigger, as they would say. You are the one that works in the house, make sure that Mouse's house doesn't burn down. Like as my one of the people I follow and read a lot, Malcolm X says, if the house burned down, our house burned down, Mouse. He tries to put it out. But if the fear Negro sees the house burning down, he hopes that a good wind blows by. Says Malcolm X. You are that guy that wants to help put the fire out, and I see that. It saddens me. So to you again, Sheriff Clarke, do a self-assessment. Look at yourself. Realize that this is not who you are. Pay attention, think, and be a part to you people. Hey, this is Pretty Boy Prepper. I'm stepping outside of my normal scheme of talking. I'm truly just talking about what I'm talking about, really, folks. Just to see this guy, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. If you got any questions about it, you dislike it, want to discuss it, I'm open to discussion. We can talk about it in the comment box. Again, hey, if you agree with me, hey, like it, comment, share, subscribe. Let's do those things. I appreciate everyone for checking out my videos. Again, it's Pretty Boy Prepper, and I'm out.